One, two, three, four. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the quiz. Dr. Paul speaking. Scottish football pub quiz in effect in a couple of minutes. Anyway, it's 4 minutes to 3. Normally, this time of day, this time of the week, you'd be watching the teams just about to come out and play some actual football, but there is none of that. You know why. You don't need to be told why, because times is weird. Please say hello if you're here. So we can't have Scottish football, but we can have a quick Scottish football quiz. Alright, I'm a quiz master. This is what I do. So, did a little Scottish football quiz. Westerosi Ninja, hello, you're back. Westerosi Ninja is from Houston in Texas, USA. Ferg's here, nice one. Brian, hello, how you doing? Yeah, tell us your team name. I've got no idea how many people are going to turn up for this one. If you know somebody who might like it, give them a quick share. Just tag them out. Everybody's at home, so everyone can do this. Right, Gaffer. Alright, Paul. How you doing? I'm going to do something. Hang on a second. Watch this. Name your favourite football tune ever, and I'll play it. Right, Bobby Man's Six Pack. Hiya, Roddy. You tell me the best bit of music that's ever been associated with Scottish football, and I'll play it. Because I've got it queued up here, ready to go. This is a quick pre-quiz guessing game. All right. What is the? Nah, it's none of these things. The Jason Scotland song. Nah, it's a recorded piece of music that I've got queued up, ready to go. I think Roddy might have got this right. Let's just see. Da. Da-da. Come on. Da 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 da. Montford. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Greatest song ever written. It's not even a song, it's just about music. Greatest music ever written. You're saying Sunshine on Leith, Nicky? Yeah. It's not my favourite bit of music. Sunshine on Leith. I appreciate the sentiment. I find the song itself a bit of a dirge. It's not Herb Alpert, Westerosi Ninja. It is that style. But it's Peter Milray is the name of the guy who did it. And of course it was the tune for Scott Sport. We're 1 minute to 3. We're going to start talking about the actual quiz at 3 o'clock. Just see who turns up. Thanks for coming here. This has been somewhat thrown together. You tell me what you think of it, alright? Because I'm not quite sure how deep is your your knowledge of Scottish football. Or how deep is your love of Scottish football. So, I'm just checking that's still there, because if I put the headphones on, then I've got to listen to myself, and that's unpleasant. Alright, Drew. Drew's a high B. Alan Hazley's here. Alright. By the way, Alan, I'm using one of your pictures in the picture round coming up with no permission from you. Don't sue me. Yeah, well, you're welcome, Ollie. Ollie's in Huddersfield, down south. That's England. And he's come here to join in with the great pleasure that is Scottish football and quizzing. Right, we've hit 3 o'clock. So I'm not going to keep you too long. I'm going to try and make this quite quick. Try and make it a quick 45 minutes quiz. I recognise a number of names. So quite a lot of you know the format already. If you don't know the format, it's just a pub quiz. If you're in communication with other people on your that could be your team, great. You know, you do that via WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever you want to do. But you can do this by yourself as well. And it's 6 rounds of questions, so get a bit of paper, get a pen. I'm going to ask questions. You write down the answers. Do not shout out the answers in the chat. Alright, we'll do the answers after every round. But don't shout out the answers in the chat. That's important, okay? And I know you're all sensible people. I actually don't know that. There might be some absolute BAMs on board. But, you know, BAMs are people too. Jamie is from London. Hello, Jamie. Jamie Gray from London. You from London? Or are you Scottish, moved to London? Because you know this is a quiz about Scottish football, yeah? And you know that Scotland is not talked about down there. So you won't know the answers. Probably. Alright, Dan O'Fire. Is anybody playing in a team or are you all playing by yourselves? Tell me in the chat. Also tell me where you're from and tell me what club you support. Alright? The basser here. Scottish moved to London. Right, you'll be fine, Jamie. Absolutely brilliant. Right, here we go. Let's get on with the quiz. So, this is, let's see, a hashtag DP quiz. If you're dressed as a football or as a pie or something like that, or even if you're just dressed normally, stick a photograph on social media. Oh, look, I've gone on to Morecambe Wise. That's not so good. I'll just stop that. Give us a bit of social media juice. Hashtag DP quiz me. Peter Heed. I heard that Peter Reid for Peter Heed is deed. Let's get some background music on. Just to make you feel nice. Let's turn it down. Right in the background. So I'm going to ask questions every round. You consult with your team. Write down the answers. There are 6 rounds. There's a link in the description if you want an actual answer sheet. But you can just do this on a bit of paper. No problem. Let's get on with it. I'm going to try and make this 45 minutes. I'm already 2 minutes past 3. 3 minutes past 3. So let's get on with it. Shout out Twitter and all that stuff. Hashtag DP quiz. I collect all the pictures. If you like the quiz, come to my quiz later on. It's just a general quiz. 8 o'clock tonight on Facebook. Again, link to Dr. Ball Facebook is in the description. That's 8 o'clock tonight. See the catchphrase there? It's a bit like being in the actual pub. There we go. That's how we live now. Right, Nick? Is my throat clear? Oh, yeah, right. Let's get on with it. So last time, normally I've got a league table in this place, but we didn't have it last time. This is my first Saturday afternoon Scottish football quiz. If it suits you, I'll do it again next week and we'll have a league table. I'll get your scores at the end of the quiz. I'll get you to upload them and I will do a league table of all the scores. Okay? So keep a note of your score through the quiz. The house rules are no Tories, no racists and none of that type of thing. Thanks very much. You can, if you self-identify as one of those things, then you can remove yourself. Just now. Thank you. Okay. And I've already done this. I should do this in a different order. But yeah, answer as a team. If you have a team, you mark yourself. If you need anything cleared up, do I get a half point for that? Ask me in the chat. All right, Povey. Livy boys. There's a Livingston-related question at one point in the quiz. And there's no answers in the chat. That's in red because it's important. Don't shout out the answers in the chat, all right? So thank you, everybody. Let's go. Our sponsor. We don't have a sponsor today because this is the first one I'm doing. If you want to expose your business, if you're doing something you want people to know about, let me know. I'll put it in this space. Maybe if you've got a prize to give away. It doesn't cost any money for you. Just give me a prize to give away and you can be the sponsor next time. No sponsor. So here's Archie Gemmell skinning Dutch and getting away with it. Right. Beautiful. Right. Here we go. Quiz time. So the first round is designed to be fairly easy. It's the same letter round. The big thing about this round is that all of the answers start with the same letter of the alphabet. I don't know who else is joining in, so I'm just going to remind you one more time, do not shout out the answers in the chat, okay? We are... Pardon me, I'm just moving things around here. Okay, I can't move things around and think and talk at the same time, so I'll just get on with it. So the same letter round. Don't shout out the answers in the chat. Thank you. Right, here we go. First question about grounds. Which lower league Scottish football club play their games at Central Park, which also doubles up as a racetrack for stock cars? I think most of you'll find this first round fairly easy. Most of the first round. So which club play at Central Park, which is a venue that also doubles up for racing stock cars? Alright. Question number 2, downgraded. So which striker played in the World Cup tournament for Argentina in 1990 and in 1994, but then just 6 years later found himself playing for Dundee? Who did that progression happen to? So a striker who played for Argentina, the actual Argentina, in the actual World Cup in 1990 and 1994, and then 6 years later found himself playing at Dens for Dundee FC. Who was that? Remember, all the answers start in this with the same letter in this first round. There are 5 questions in every round. Question number 3. You'll know this one. You'll know this one if you're my age. Maybe if you're younger. Maybe it's slightly difficult. Which Scottish football club had their shirts sponsored by pop legends Wet 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 in the 1990s? Yes, yeah, Povey, you can sing whatever you like. Because we can't hear each other. So actually you can be really horribly sectarian or nasty or tasteless if you're singing at home, but don't do it in the chat. You know what I mean? And the only reason you can be sectarian at home is because I can't hear you. If you were, I would mute you. You know what I mean? Right. Which club was sponsored by Wet Wet Wet? Question number 4. Transfer question. This is easy. Everyone should know this. Which football club did Kenny Dalglish leave in 1977 to join Liverpool? So Kenny Dalglish left Scotland to join Liverpool in 1977. Which club had he been playing for? And that's question number 4. I wonder if I've got an option to pause the chat during questions. Just a thought occurred to me. And anyway, question number 5. Right. I reckon you've got 4 answers already, and I think most of you have got most of them right. Number 5 is a lot more difficult. Remember, all the answers start with the same letter in the first round. Question number 5 is about the early days of Scottish football. Which early Scottish club were founder members of the Scottish League, which I think is the 1870s, got to the Scottish Cup final in 1888, but were out of existence by 1897. That's a typo there on the screen. It says 1987, but that's a typographical error. That last year should say 1897. Yeah, that's right. So before the 1900s existed, this club was out of existence. They had been a founder member of the Scottish League, based near Glasgow. I'll give you some more clues. They were in the Lanarkshire League, and then they were in the Glasgow League after they fell out. Yeah, it's supposed to be 1897. That's my mistake. That's a typo. So, you tell me when you're ready. Alright? If you're just tuning in, you can join in any time. I'm going to quickly round up the questions, right? Really, really quickly. For anyone who's just arrived. So, which lower league club play Scottish football at Central Park? It also does stock cars. That was question 1. Question number 2, who played for Argentina and then Dundee? Number 3 is which club had Wet 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 as sponsors in the 90s? Number 4 was what club did Kenny Dalglish go from to join Liverpool? And number 5 was which early Scottish football club were founder members, not the founder, were a founder member of the Scottish League. They got to the Scottish Cup final in 1888. Things were going pretty well. But then, just 9 years later, they were out of existence. And that last date should say 1897. Okay, and remember, all the answers start with the same letter. So if you've got 5 answers that start with the same letter, that's good. Tell me when you're ready. Shout me in the chat. Tell me when you're ready so I can move on to the answers. Ollie says, ready, but I can't even tell you what the letter is. Ollie's playing from England, and he's just curious to see if he can get anything right on his Scottish football quiz. It's a bit like when a normal person watches University Challenge, and the thing is, all you want to do is get one answer in the whole show. I think Ollie's in that boat. Walt's here. All right. Walt's a Doonhamer. Dan of Fire's done. Drew's ready. Couple of more readies, I think, and then I'll get on to the answers for you. Big Alia is ready. Nick is ready. David Fiskin is ready. That's good enough for me. The wet, it's a hard one, but ready, really? Do you not know that one? Or are you taking the mic? Right, okay. Aye, you're alright, Nick. You can, Nick Barbier has just joined us. Missed the first round. You can give yourself the points as we do the answers. It's just the first round, right? Okay, everyone's ready. Here we go. It says round 2. It's really round 1. This was a bit last minute. You know, there's a few typos here and there. So, here are the answers for the first round. First of all, did you get the letter? Ollie, did you get the letter? I'll give you 1 point if you got the letter. Letter C. For cheese. And culpability. It was letter C. So here come the answers. Here are the 5 answers. So, Central Park. And if you go to a game there, as you're filing out, the stock cars are lined up, ready to come in. That is Cowdenbeath. C is for Cowdenbeath. 2 points you get for a right answer. Might be kids about, so let's keep the chat fairly clean. All right. So that was Cowdenbeath as the first one. Right. Played for Argentina. Missed the 1990 World Cup final because he got a booking in the semi, and he would have played in the final. It was Claudio Caniggia. And there he is. That's before he moved to Dundee. Dundee broke him. All right, but that's what he looked like in the happy days before having to move to Dundee. I don't know if he actually lived in Dundee when he played for Dundee. If someone knows, tell me. So Claudio Caniggia. Number 3, Wet. Who did they sponsor? It was Clydebank. There are the boys from Wet. There's Marty Pello and his various bandmates. Wet. And they don't exist anymore. Wet or Clydebank FC. Woodja. Transfer, right. This was the one that was a sort of giveaway. Everybody in Scotland anyway knows that before Liverpool, Kenny Dalglish was a Celtic player. So 2 points for Celtic. And the last one, did you get this one? Very difficult. So early days of Scottish football, found a member. A Scottish Cup final in 1888, out of existence by 1897, that should say. That was Cambus Lang. Cambus Lang. That's off of Wikipedia. So they played in blue with white shorts. That was their outfit. Tell me how many points you got, right? Here are the answers for the first 5. Okay. How many points out of 10 did you get? Tell me in the chat and then I'll move on to the second round. Six out of 10. 8 out of 10. Tell me the ones you got wrong. Because I'm interested to see which ones you got wrong and how you got them wrong. David got 6. Mark got 8. M. Eden got 8. Dan of Fire got 8. Nicky Thurs got 8. I'm pretty much guessing it was the Cambus Lang one if you got 8 out of 10. Because that's very difficult. Couple of 10s though. Patrick Conway. Nice one, Patrick. Jamie Gray. Walt Adamson. 10 out of 10. Didn't get Cambus Lang. What did you put? If you didn't put Cambus Lang, what did you put? Or did you come up with anything? Yeah, vouchers do exist. If you've got a voucher, add it on. If you've been to one of my quizzes before, you get a voucher. Right. So that's like a loyalty bonus. 2 points. We thought Wet 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 sponsored Clyde. That's not a terrible guess, because, I mean, Clyde is pretty close to Clydebank, you know, linguistically. And, of course, Clydebank don't exist anymore. Coatbridge FC. That's reasonable. Carluke. Good guesses. Right, let's move on. Keep a note of your scores. I'm going to get you to upload scores at the end of the quiz, okay? Right, here we go. Round 2 is the picture round. So questions about pictures. Right, I'll show you the pictures and ask you a question. For the second time today, and not for the last time, by the way, we're talking about Kenny Dalglish. Question number 1 in the picture round is, which one of these people is Kenny Dalglish? A, B, C, or D, or E? Which one of those people is Kenny Dalglish? Aye, it's good if you've got a voucher, Peter. Makes it all the better. It's just a loyalty bonus, so if you've been to one of my quizzes before, then you have a voucher. That's how it works. If you've never seen me in your life, no voucher. So, which player is Kenny Dalglish? That's picture number 1, A, B, C, D, E. Picture number 2 is Wembley. Famous day at Wembley, famous moment. Fans on the pitch, Scotland win 2-1. England lies defeated like an inanimate corpse at the feet of the Scottish male. But can you name both Scottish scorers in that 2-1 victory? It was 1977. Scotland won 2-1 at Wembley. Pitch got destroyed. Fantastic. They called us hooligans, but it's just fun. But can you name the 2 scorers from that day? 1 point for each correct answer for that one. That's quite a difficult one. But they're not obscure. Both big names from that era. Number 3 is a ground. Try and have a careful look at this. Who's the home club here? It's one of the lower league grounds. Who are the home club? Have a look. Can you see the hill in the background? That might help you. Yes, Ollie, we don't owe you a crossbar because we actually sent one. So it's fine. The debt's been paid. So whose ground is that? Which club's home ground is that? It's a little hard to tell from the picture, but there's the stand that the photograph's taken from is the only stand. It's only got one stand. Alright. One of the smaller clubs. Okay, number 4. Right, you can answer this even if you don't know anything about football, let alone Scottish football. Have a look at these people. What year was this photograph taken? Get within 5 years to get the points. So if you're 5 years out, you get the points. If you're 6 years out, you get 0 points. So try and get as close as you can. Pick a year. Have a look at the fashion and the faces. Because people have different faces in different eras. So try and guess the year that photograph was taken. It's a great, great photograph. And they're Celtic fans. Actually, I don't know if they're Celtic fans. I know it was taken at Celtic Park. And this is before people really did colours, scarves and stuff like that. That was a bit later. A lot of guys wearing a tie still. Jacket, coat and tie. Still a few flat caps there, not so many. Well, there's actually quite a few. But it's well after the era where every single person had to have a flat cap. Anyway, guess the year. And then the last one, a bit of arts and crafts. This is for Alan Hazley. This is from Alan Hazley, who posted this on Facebook the other day. This is a cardboard model of which famous football stadium? And I've put a clue in there. Scotland lost there 2-0 in 2005. That was in the. In fact, it was the. I think it was the first game of the Walter Smith era. So, name that stadium. Quite distinctive and a very famous football stadium. Scotland lost 2-0 there in 2005. What's the name of the stadium? Right. That is the 5 questions for the picture round. Tell me if you're ready and I will quickly recap the questions for you. So which person is Kenny Dalglish? Name both scorers from that 2-1 Wembley slaughterization of England. Name the club with this one-sided stadium. Have a guess at the year for the crowd. Oh, here we go. Peter Dixon says, there are strictly speaking 2 names for it. Yes. Do you accept either? If you're right, you're right. And if I don't know something, I'll look it up because I've got a computer. So it's fine. You just do what you think is right, Peter. That's the main thing. And Alan Hazley's splendid arts and crafts effort. He made this out of a kit. What stadium is it? Right, I've got a few ready notifications on the screen. Tell me. Ready but had a disaster. Well, what is it, Drew? You can't keep us... Alright, a nightmare on the questions. I thought you meant like a domestic disaster. Eden could have 5 here, could have 0. That's good. That means it's a good round. And as soon as the screen is full of people saying that they're ready, if you're just waiting for me to do the answers, you might as well like the video, because that really helps. That helps me. The Fricardino is here. Excellent. Paul McAdam is ready. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm going to tell you the answers, and if you're not ready, you're not ready. Here we go. Picture round answers. So King Kenny, it's person D. Of course it is. It's not the lady. It's person D. That's King Kenny. That's Cumbernauld. I can't remember. United. Cumbernauld United. I think he was playing for. Anyway, 2 points if you said D. Obviously when he was very young. Wembley. 1977. Probably the high point of human civilization. Name both Scottish scrotters. Another wee typo. In this 2-1 victory. 1 point for each of these. So 1 point for Kenny Dalglish, who's been mentioned now 3 times in this quiz. And 1 point for Gordon McQueen, who was caught smoking in the bath after the game by his dad. Thanks for those likes. So you got that. Kenny Dalglish and Gordon McQueen. Yeah, 1 point for each one. That's the game, Martin. Number 3, what's the ground? Now, I'd be interested to see if you got this one or not. I know this one. In fact, I've never been to a game there. I tried to go to a game there once and I got all the way there before I found it was cancelled because of a frozen pitch, because I'd not bothered to listen to the radio that day. I went all the way to Methil. It's East Fife. 2 points for East Fife. It's New Bayview. Bad luck, Jamie. Went for Peter Lorimer and Asa Hartford. Good guesses as well. Number 4. Alright, the crowd one. I wonder if you got this. I gave you a fairly generous window, I think. 5 years either way. That style was prevalent in 1971. So if you said anything between 1966 and 1976, then you got the points. You saw Kenny Duker hat-trick at East Fife. Nice one. You said Alloa. Alloa as well. Now, Alloa's got the main stand, but it's got a wee sort of shed off to the right of that, and it's got a kind of temporary stand thing opposite it now. Alloa's like like Wembley compared to New Bayview. So 71. So if you said between 66 and 76, you got the points. And the arts and crafts one, Alan Hazley, who's on this chat right now, said he was proud to see his picture up there. I just nicked it off your Facebook, hope you don't mind. It's the San Siro in Milan. Now, there was a gentleman telling me that it's got 2 different names. So I'm just going to quickly look it up. Officially known as Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. Right, there you go. So if you said Stadio Giuseppe Meazza, then you got the points. But I'm pretty sure most of you would have said the San Siro. That's me just pasted it in there. Right, how many did you get? You went for Dumbarton. No, Dumbarton's got like a big obvious... or has it got the rock? No, it's the rock's behind it. I was going to say it's a big obvious you have the rock, but the rock's behind it. Giuseppe Meazza. Giuseppe Meazza. It's beautiful, isn't it? Italian languages. 10 for the dude that bides. Yes. You said early 60s. Well, yeah. I think you can tell by some of the hair. You know, if you just go back to that. Like, you can see me pointing out. See the guy with the hair there. And this guy with the tash. And that guy there. Looks like Soapy Suitor. Just a bit more hair. Getting a wee bit 70s. 5 out of 10 for the Livies. You said the Riverside in Middlesbrough, but still got 2 points. Excellent. What, for San Siro? Or for East Fife? I mean, I've got no idea. I'm presuming the Riverside's quite built up. Anyway, good stuff. Everyone keeping your scores. Some of you give me your cumulative scores. That's great. I'll get the total scores at the end, alright? Let's move on. 27 minutes past 3. That's the list of answers right there. D for Dalgleish, Dalgleish McQueen, East Fife, 1971, so anything between 66 and 76, and the San Siro / Giuseppe Meazza. Okay. Oh, quick anagram. 3 points if you get the anagram. I'm going to give you an anagram. Unscramble that and give us the name of a famous person in the world of Scottish football. I'll give you about a minute to try and get this. And you can solve it right up until I tell you the answer. I'll give you a couple of clues. Quite a significant clue. This person was born in 1937. That's it, Stephen. Yeah, you tell me if you've got it. Don't shout out the answer in the chat. This is not a shouty outy one. None of them are tonight or this afternoon. Pete, fuck's sake. Do not shout out the answers in the chat. In fact, it's alright, Pete. It's no bother. Is that P Solo? Is that 2 hats? You still not got it, Povey. You got a few more seconds. I was about to give you some clues. Guy was born in 1937, came from Shettleston in Glasgow. And before becoming a big name in Scottish football, he was a teacher. That is P Solo. That's Peter Ferguson there, also known as P Solo. Pedro Solenoid. The fastest tongue in the East. Right. Quite a few of you are saying you've got it, so I'm going to reveal the answer. If you don't have it by now, then you don't have it. You think you've got it, right? It's a good time to reveal it then. Born 1937, that was a clue. It's Archie McPherson! Got it, says Drew, and I'm crap at anagrams. Right, if you got the anagram, you add 3 points onto your score. Anagram's worth 3, okay? Woof! On a level with the 18-yard box must let fly does woof! Absolutely great scores. Great days. I wish I had a picture. I should have got a picture of Mr. McPherson. Right, okay. Right, this is slightly more relaxed round here. The pick 5 round. So I'm showing you a grid of Scottish football clubs. Now, this is about modern football. So if you think of the last 10 seasons, including the one that's sort of just finished, which 5 of these clubs have spent the greatest number of seasons in the top flight of Scottish football? So if you take the last 10 seasons, including the one that's just sort of finished, Which of those clubs have spent the most time in the top 5? Which 5 have spent the most time in the top flight? So I'll give you a few minutes to think about that. You tell me when you got 5 answers, okay? And if you can't see the screen, I'll tell you the names. Dundee United, Hamilton, Hearts, Hibernian, Inverness, Partick Thistle, Rangers, St Mirren. Which Rangers? Just Rangers. Like, I've got no dog in the fight, you know what I mean? I don't care, Celtic or Rangers, but I tend to see Rangers as the same club as before. They had financial things, but a club is its fans, and they're all still the same people. So, you know, if Partick Thistle went bust and then someone reformed them, you know, and all the Thistle fans turned up to see the new Partick Thistle, it'd still be Partick Thistle, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's a tedious argument either way. Nope, there's our first Old Firm hate of the day. Stephen Povey says, I hate Rangers, to be honest. Oh, there you go. That's one way of looking at it. There's other opinions available. By the way, I'm doing this quiz for free. It's free entertainment. If you think it's worth £1, give me £1. Links in the description to PayPal. I accept donations. I am a quizmaster and I was working in the pubs, but the pubs are shut. So I'm now doing quizzes online. And so if you think it's worth £1, I'd be delighted to get £1 off you. I will do some more begging at the end. But if you don't want to pay, that's fine. It's free. If you don't pay, please share. Please share it out. Point for each correct answer. I'll tell you the answers in a second, Jamie, but it's going to be 2 points for each correct answer. Make sure you have a list of 5 answers for this question. I'm looking for the top 5. And when you tell me you are ready, when enough people tell me you're ready, I'll get on with it. It's a nice day outside here in Edinburgh, where I'm based. And I'm hopefully going to go out after this. I don't know if you've been out today. If you have, tell us where you've been. Or whether you're getting so used to the lockdown that it's now slightly scary to go outside. The one I like is going out late at night because there's no one about. And it's really easy to socially distance. If you go out this time of day, there's quite a lot of people about. Alright, Ollie. Alright, Jamie. Alright, Stephen. Alright, M. Eden. Oh, man. Doing the quiz in the garden. Nice work, David. Excellent. Going out after this for a beach party in Portobello. I hope that's a joke. You went to the recycling bins, James. Dare to dream. This could be your Saturday. Jakey asked it during the day. It's a bit... I'm going to go out. I'm going to get some daylight today. I got a wee bit of daylight yesterday. Aye, garden quizzes are brilliant. Yeah, it's great if you've got a garden. Right. You all ready? I want a couple more readies before I show you the answer. So you're choosing the 5 teams that have been in the top flight for the greatest amount of time over the last 10 seasons. Okay? Not over all time, but just over the last 10 seasons. The Sheepy Boys are ready. Couple more readies, and I'll get on with it. There's one more from Dan of Fire. One more, and I'll show you the answers. Come on, someone else tell me you're ready. They've all been in top flight. But which 5 of them have spent the greatest number of seasons in the top flight? One more ready, and I'll go for it. There we go. No. Ready. There's David. Right, okay. Right, I'll tell you the answers. So the pick 5 round. Here's the grid. Here are the answers. So 2 points for each of these. You were asking about the scoring. Hearts have been in the top flight 9 out of the last 10 seasons. Hamilton, Academical, have been at their 7 seasons. I might have got that one wrong. I might have said no for him, but there you go. Inverness Cally Thistle have been in the top flight. Not so much recently, but 7 out of the last 10. St Mirren have been in the top flight, 7 out of the last 10. And last one is Hibernian. Have been in the top flight, 7 out of the last 10 as well. So that is the 5. 2 points for each of those. Tell me what you scored. Am I going to sing today? I don't know. Need to have something to sing, don't you? Can you hear the drums, Fernando? Since many years I haven't seen a rifle in your hand. Yeah! I was so afraid, Fernando! Right, let's see the score. 6, 6, 6, 10. A couple of 10s. 10 for Drew. When Roddy says pish. That's good. Hey, there you go, Ollie. 8 points for the English boys. See? You know more than you think. Went for Partick Thistle instead of Hibs. Partick only have been in the top league 5 times. 5 seasons. Dundee, by the way, Dundee United and Rangers are all 6 times. So it's pretty close. You know, it's razor stuff. Put Dundee instead of St Mirren. Bad luck. Didn't think of ICT. Yeah, they've been down the last couple of seasons, but before that, solid regular Premier League for quite a while. I was so afraid, Fernando! Right. Let's get on with it. Keep those scores, everybody. I'll get you to... Yeah. Went for Dundee United instead of St Mirren. Aye, they've been... they've not had it all their own way, the Arabs. Okay. Oh, this is good. I thought of this round this morning. Quickly stuck it together. I think it's quite good. You tell me if it's good or not, right? So it's called Final Scores. I'm going to show you 5 famous fixtures, which are all finals, and you tell me the score. Now, so there's the first one, right? Motherwell against Dundee United, Scottish Cup final. The score after extra time, 1991. How this works is if you get the right result, you get 1 point. So if, you know, if you think Dundee United won and that's the case, then you get a point. You get 2 points if you get the exact right score. So, write it down. Write down Motherwell blank, Dundee United blank. Fill in the scores. And you'll get 2 points if you get exactly the right result. If you don't get the right result, sorry, if you don't get the exact right score, but you do get the right result, like win, lose, or draw, then you'll get 1 point. Okay, so that's, I'm going to show you 5 of these. So the first one is a famous Scottish Cup final from 1991, high scoring encounter between those two sides. Second one. Now everybody knows Aberdeen won the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1983, but later that year they played the European Super Cup against Hamburg. The Super Cup used to be the winners of the European Cup, which is now Champions League, and the winner of the Cup Winners' Cup, which sadly doesn't exist anymore. And what was the score of that? And I'm asking for the aggregate score over 2 legs. Okay? So even if you don't get the exact right score, you can still get a point if you know how it finished. So that's after 2 games. Aggregate score. The third one on this is not a final exactly, but it was the final time to date in which the Scotland men's football team appeared in the World Cup. It was Scotland against Morocco, France 98. As far as I can remember, it was in Saint Etienne. Right, Martin's asking me how this works because he's got the sound off. That's 1. Right, it's 2 points for exact. Oh, shit. Alright. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Martin, I'm all over the shop here. Because I'm trying to type, but my cursor's still in PowerPoint. 2 point for exact score. 1 point for right result. Okay. Sorry, back to this. So Scotland, Morocco, and France 98. You might have seen some of these now because I think some of them came up. Number 4 is a final. Not involving Scottish teams, but it was played at Hampden. A famous European Cup final between Eintracht Frankfurt and Real Madrid. What was the final score? Yeah, there was a lot of weeping at that World Cup. It wasn't good. And the last one here is a little bit more up to date. Ross County versus Connah's Quay Nomads, the Tunnocks Caramel Wafer Challenge Cup Final, 2019. So, man, there's a good catharsis. A lot of World Cup pain coming out. So, you tell me when you have 5 answers for this, and we'll get on to the scores. Now, after that game, and we're talking about the Scotland-Morocco one, I was watching the game with lots of people. It's at the art school in Glasgow. And my friend Graham was there. Graham's a big Falkirk fan and Scotland fan. And I found him outside on the steps after the game. And he was just about in tears. Yeah, he was really, really depressed. And I was saying, come on, Graham, it's alright. It's fine. We'll be back next time. And he says, I'm just trying to work out how many World Cups I've got left in my life. I think about 10. I'm not sure I'll ever see Scotland in the World Cup again. So far, he's right. You know, men's team. Now we've got a women's team that we can do it. Right, there's quite a few of you saying you're ready. Nicky Paul, Nixie C, Peter Patrick, Dana Fire, Walt, Martin, Alan, Jamie, and King 693, the Sheepy Boys. All done and ready. Okay, one more, and then I'll tell you the answers. Make sure you got 5 results written down. Right, there's a couple more of you saying you're ready. Let's do it. So, here come the final scores, or this final scores round. There's still one round to go after this. So, Motherwell 4, Dundee United 3. So, if you said that Motherwell won, you got a point. If you got the exact right score, then you get 2 points. You can get a maximum of 2 points. So, 2 points if you said Motherwell 4, Dundee United 3. Just the 1 point if you had that Motherwell were the winners. Okay? Right, number 2, quite difficult. Aberdeen and Hamburg. The Cup Winners' Cup victory is more famous, but then Aberdeen did go on and win the European Super Cup. Obviously, it's famous if you're an Aberdeen fan, but I think that's kind of forgotten by the rest of us. So Hamburg 0, Aberdeen 2. That was 0-0 in Hamburg and 2-0 at Aberdeen. So, again, 2 points if you got the exact right score, 1 point if you had Aberdeen winning. Okay, third one. Scotland getting humped 3-0 by Morocco. And we'd lost against Brazil, like you do, and we'd got a draw with Norway, and that was okay. And we thought, right, we'll beat Morocco, because it was the very last days where you ever used to think that sort of thing, that you could just beat somebody, because they were from a different part of the world. But we got well showing up, totally taken apart by the Moroccans, and it was 3-0. So 2 points if you got the exact 3-0 score for Morocco, and 1 point if you just had a different score, but Morocco winning. Is that right, Martin? I don't remember that. Even if we won, we were out. Is that the maths of the group? Yeah. There's Ollie, our English friend. That'll learn yous. Get it right up here, you daft jocks. Right. 10 goals in this one. Real Madrid 7, Eintracht Frankfurt 3. Every single man over the age of 60 who is alive in Scotland today was there. That's the way it comes over. You know what I mean? I was there. I was there that day. Every single one of them. 7-3. Loads of goals. Imagine that. You get to the final of the European Cup, score 3 goals, and you get humped. Yeah, Morocco were good. We just thought we could win because we would win because we were Scotland. I think that's fair, Brian. I think this is back in the days where we used to still pretty much rate ourselves, even though the evidence had been going around for a while, that we were on the decline. And the last one, come on, you must remember this. Ross County and Connah's Quay Nomads. It was 3-1 to Ross County. Of course. So 2 points if you got the exact scoreline, and 1 point if you got the right result. And I don't know why Connah's Quay Nomads, who are from Wales, are in the Scottish Challenge Cup these days. I've not followed that closely enough. I don't get it. I'm sure there's a very good reason. It's a bit like having Australia in the Eurovision Song Contest, you know. I mean, they don't have Tunnets caramel wafers in Wales because it's a backwards kind of country. But yet they're in the Tunnets Caramel Wafer Challenge Cup. Who knows? It's no 6 out of 15, Roddy. Doesn't work that way. The maximum is 2 points for each question. So if you got the exact right result, so if you said for the first one, Motherwell 4, Dundee United 3, then you get 2 points. If you said Motherwell 4, Dundee United 2, then you got the right result but the wrong score, and you would just get the 1 point. So you can either get 2 points or 1 point. You know what I mean? So it's out of 10 this round. All the rounds are out of 10, apart from the round coming up. That's double points. Yeah, I remember that as well, Nick. We played a friendly with the USA, and the papers were surprised that we lost to the USA. And it's like, nah. USA had been qualifying consistently and played quite well for years and years and years, and we were still surprised that we lost to them. Because that's the way it goes. Dafty Dills are here. That's great. Hello, Louise. Right, good scores. Right, let's move on. Got one more round. I've run slightly over. I was hoping to get this finished by 3:45, like the first half of a normal Saturday afternoon. But we'll get finished by the end of half time. You know what I mean? Get finished by 4. Got one round to go. And then I'll get you to upload your scores. Then I'll do a league table. Then I'll put it up on Facebook. Okay? And Twitter and all that stuff. Oh no, there's 2 more rounds. Right, this is a quick one though. Guess who? You've got to guess who's behind the grid. I'm going to reveal some squares and give you a clue. Write down an answer. If you're right, you get 10 points. Then I'll reveal some more squares, give you another clue. And so on. Decreasing points. I think you understand. It's easier to just show you than try and explain it in front. So here we go. You ready? Here comes guess who. So I'm on the right thing. Yes, I am. 1, 2, 3. Right, there's the first set of squares, and I'll tell you a clue. I'll just hop over to my clues here. Who have we got? Right, this person was born in Bells Hill in 1962. Write down an answer. You don't have to commit to that answer. If you write it down and then change it and it turned out you were right the first time, you would still get 10 points. So write down a guess at this point. Who's that person? Born in Bells Hill in 1962. Write down an answer. If you're right at this point, you'll get 10 points. Give you a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to give you the next bit. A couple of you got it already. Wow. So the second clue is that in the early part of their career, his career, he scored a streak of 5 goals in 5 games against Norwich City, Southampton, Manchester City, Everton and Wolves. So obviously was playing in England. Yeah? Scored 5 goals in 5 games against Norwich, Southampton, Manchester City, Everton and Wolves. couple of you have got this straight away. Gaffer saying he's got it maybe. Okay. Couple more if you've got it. I'm going to keep going with the clues. So write down an answer there. That'll be your 8-point answer. Right, number 3. As a manager, this guy holds the record, a club record for winning percentage. It was a team that he managed for 3.5 years, and he holds the record for winning percentage. Highest winning percentage as a manager of that particular club. That is the 6 points clue. Quite a lot of you have got it. There's an extra clue from Mr. Povey. Right, for the 4 points, he scored 19 goals for Scotland between 1986 and 1992. And the last one, for 2 points, he's a record scorer for Rangers, and he used to be on Question of Sport. So who's that guy there? See that last one? See that very last square? It's like a big red nose. I'm drunk. I'm no drunk. I'm drunk. So, you know who it is, don't you? Do I need to reveal now? Do I need to... No, I don't need to wait. If you don't know it. Some great comments coming in. Right, so it's Ali McCoist. Super Sally. Record scorer for Rangers. It's not Sue Barker. No, that's wrong. 0 points. Walt! You didn't get that until the 2-point one. My goodness. No, I only noticed it was a bit like a nose nick just when I was running through just before I came on. I like the red nose. Plus, better contrast with the background. You know, the background's kind of silvery grey blue. Big fat 10. Big fat hen. Big fat 10. Nice one. Right, last round. You ready? Look, space for a sponsor. If you want to sponsor the quiz, get in touch. All you have to do is give away a prize. It can be anything. James the Baker sponsors the quiz on Wednesday night, and his prize is 4 loaves of bread. And for that, he gets sponsored in the quiz. He gets a slot in the quiz. We had a woman giving away singing lessons on last night's quiz on Facebook, and we had a man giving away curry kits on a couple of Mondays ago. So if you've got anything you want to give away or anything you want to promote, get in touch. That's an empty space. There's no mystery bag tonight because there's no prize. Do that later. Right. Here comes double or bust round. Now, this round is the make or break. You get 4 points for every question in this next round. That's double. So you can get 20 points. But you run a risk. If you answer a question and you get it wrong, then you bust. You get 0 points for the round. It's super serious. To avoid getting bust, you can leave blanks. So you can leave blanks. That's fine. But if you put an actual wrong answer down, then you get 0 points for the round. So, if you're ready, I'm ready. More or less. Right, here we go. And it's just straightforward quiz questions. Quite difficult. More difficult than the other rounds, I think. Although some of you will just know them. Right, number 1, managers. Who has been the manager of Cowdenbeath FC, Hibernian FC, and the Finland national team? There's one guy who's been in all of those roles. The manager of Cowdenbeath, the manager of Hibs, and the manager of Finland. Who is that? That's question number 1. Double or bust. So if you put a right answer down, great, you get 4 points. If you leave it blank, no trouble, you don't get bust. But if you put an actual wrong answer down, then you get bust. Okay? Okay. So question number 2, banging them in. Who is the top scorer in the 2019-20 championship with 24 goals? So that's the season that's kind of ended now due to all the situations. And I hope you know what I mean by championship because they keep changing the names. Talking the second tier. Alright? The the division underneath the Premiership, or the SPFL, whatever it's called these days. The second tier. It's called the Championship. So who has been the top scorer with 24 goals in the season that's just sort of petered out? Right, number 3, Cup winners. Who was the goalkeeper Andy Gorham playing for when he got a Challenge Cup winners medal in 2003? So we're talking about, just mentioned it a minute ago, the Tunnocks Caramel Wafer Cup. That's who it is these days. Back in 2003, it might have been the B&Q Cup. I can't quite remember. But the Challenge Cup, the cup for lower league teams. So Andy Gorham obviously had a big career. Played for Scotland quite a number of times. Would have played more if Jim Leighton hadn't been about. Played for Rangers for a long time. Played for Hibs as well. But who was he playing for when he won the Challenge Cup in 2003? Remember. I don't think it is 2002, Walt. Let me just check. I'll check that while I'm asking the next question. Question number 4 is about the national team. Alright. Which country does the Scotland men's football team hold a 100% record, should be singular, against out of these teams? Canada, Iceland, or the Faroe Islands? So Scotland's men's football team have played all of those countries, but there's only one of them where we have a 100% record, which is 6 wins out of 6. Which one is it? Now, I'm just looking up Walt's thing. He's saying that I've got the year wrong for the Challenge Cup question. Sorry. It was the 2002 to 2003 season, but the final was in October 2002. Right. That's where I've made the mistake. I was at the game. I was working for Scoreboard on the day, believe it or not. So that was number 3. So that should say 2002. It's the 2002-2003 season. Okay. It's really good being able to just check things, especially if I get things wrong. It's a lot easier here than it is in the pub, that's for sure. Right. Number 4 was which country have Scotland's men's team beaten every single time? Canada, Iceland, Faroe Islands. And the last one, number 5, is about the not too distant past. Right. You have to say what season this is. No years out. You've got to get this exactly right if you go for it. So Livingston were liquidated, relegated to the 3rd division, and then won that league. Jim Jeffries was replaced by Jimmy Calderwood as manager of Kilmarnock, and St Mirren appeared in but lost the League Cup final. So choose a season, or just leave it blank if you're worried about going bust. There's no prizes for coming first tonight, so there's, but there is a great deal of glory, and that's important. Well, Mr. Povey is a Livingston supporter, and he's asking me why would I ask such a depressing question. I don't know. I mean, getting liquidated and relegated down to the 3rd, that's the depressing bit, but then they won that league. They conquered that league, and then they fought their way back, so it's Phoenix from the Flames. I don't know how enjoyable that was. I fall apart at Thistle, and when I was going a lot, we went down to the 2nd division or League 2 or whatever, 3rd tier. That was good. It was good coming back from it. Aye, Livy kicking ass now. Well, until recently. Tell me when you've got these ready, everybody, and I can reveal the answers. Horrible, but made up for it now. I don't know. I don't really know any Rangers fans, but I would imagine some of them might have enjoyed their journey through the leagues when they went down to the basement and then came back. Ready with a couple of blanks, yeah, playing it safe, true. Or cagey, anyway, maybe not safe, but cagey. We move like cagey tigers, oh, we couldn't get closer than this. The way we talk, the way we talk, the way we move, the way we kiss. Ready with 2 blanks, good stuff. A couple of more readies. And if you're lucky, I'll play Flower of Scotland on the accordion to finish this quiz. Just to double check, says Peter Dixon, you said St Mirren lost the League Cup final in this year. It's a season rather than a year. Alright? Man, you got me double thinking now, so I'm going to go and just check it, alright? So this is going to give you all a couple more seconds to get your answers sorted out. Don't you love Wikipedia? Isn't it great? You just like type and it just tells you things. So I'm just looking up, double checking that now about the St Mirren thing. Peter. The way we talk, the way we kiss, redder and bigger and brighter and brighter. Let's go, go, all the songs we know. Hit to the trees, you and me. La 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 la. Right, where are we? Yeah, this is the page I was looking at earlier. Yeah. Yeah, they got to the final. And then lost the final. So, thanks for buying everybody a few more minutes there while I went and checked that. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, they appeared in the League Cup final and they lost it. That's what I'm saying. Eden is ready. He's gone balls out. He's gone for all 5. All right. You must be ready by now because I spent a few moments there double checking for Peter. Couple of you going full bore here, going for all 5 answers. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it's another tragedy for Scottish football. You could be the latest tragedy of Scottish football. Right, you ready? Here come the answers. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Decide now which ones you're answering. Here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. Hoo-ha! So the first question. I think most of you will know this one. So, manager of Cowdenbeath, Hibernian and Finland. That is your old pal, Miksu Patalainen. I noticed somebody said, I hope spelling doesn't matter. Nah, it doesn't matter. If you knew Miksu, doesn't really matter how you spell his surname. He's strong to the finish because he eats his spinach and he is Finnish. Of course. That's him with Dundee United kit. That's a Manager of the Month award while he was at Dundee United. Alright, Miksu! Local legend round here in Edinburgh. Right, banging him in. Who's the top scorer of the championship, which has come to an end now? That is Lawrence Shankland of Dundee United. There he is. Used to play for Ayr. Lawrence Shankland. 24 goals so far. I'm sure he was disappointed that the season came to an end. Because, you know, it's going pretty well there. Cup winners. Alright, who was Andy Goram playing for when he got a Challenge Cup Winners' Medal in 2003? It was actually season 2002 to 2003 and the final was played late in 2002. It was Queen of the South. They beat Brecon 2-0 at Broadwood. And I was there, working for Scott Sport. I interviewed Andy Gorham on the pitch after the game, and he seemed genuinely delighted. He said it was. He said he really, really, really enjoyed playing for Queen of the South. After all his, because I asked him how it compared, and he says it's just as exciting. In fact, more so, because I'm coming to the end and I appreciate it more. He said something along those lines. Anyway, national team, right? This is difficult. I think some of you might get bust on this one. Depends if you went for it. Which country does the Scotland men's team hold a 100% record against? Canada, Iceland, or the Faroe Islands? It is Iceland. We have beaten Iceland 6 out of 6. We've had a draw off of Canada. I think it's 5-1-0 against Canada. And we've drawn with the Faroe Islands twice now. Because, you know, Jesus. I was going to say because, but there's no actual way of explaining that. So Iceland is the right answer for that one. And I think that might have got some of you bust. I'm not sure. You tell me. And the last one. Alright, what to see? I would not have gone for this, right? I would not be confident enough to go for this. What's the anti-English answer, Ollie? 2009 to 2010. That's the season. Twist, twist, bust, neck, bad luck. Yeah, you got to play it cagey in this round sometimes. Can't forget that year, says Mr. Povey. Livy fan, he's going to know that one. Ooh, looks like there's quite a bit of going bust going on. Tell me your total score. That is the end of the quiz. Today's Dr. Paul Scottish football quiz. So there's the answers. Mixu Patalainen, Lawrence Shanklin, Queen of the South, Iceland, and 2010. I failed to make out which one is the anti-English answer, Ollie. It's almost like you're paranoid. You get a chip in your shoulder. Which is what we usually get accused of by English people. 35, 43, 43. Nah, you know what? It's a difficult quiz. It was quite difficult for me to pitch these questions today because I didn't know if I'd be getting real, you know, like super knowledge people coming in. Or whether it's more people like me who are interested in Scottish football but just, you know, I'm not very encyclopedic when it comes to knowing things. A real range of scores. 35, 42, 47, 48, 52, 60 is the highest I can see at the moment. I'm going to give you a link to upload your scores and I will make a league table out of this. Okay? So you just follow the link that I'm about to paste and upload your score. Right? Here we go. That's the link there. You see it? Actually, I'll put some text as well. Upload your scores here. Iceland knocked England out of the World Cup before we got good again. Lol. Nah, but it was nothing to do with England. See, it was just about... It was about Scotland. And Iceland. I think it's a myth that we're always thinking about England, you know. I think it's healthy that we don't think about England so much. And just look after our own stuff. 63 for the Dude Abides. That's the best so far. I think that's the best one I've seen. I don't know if I missed any going past. 63 is a good score. Very good. $57. Right. Thanks for doing the quiz, everybody. Tell me if you enjoyed it. Tell me if it was too hard. Thanks very much, Dan O'Fire. Cheers. Appreciate it. Aye, if anyone else feels like that was worth £1, then give me £1. This is what I do now. I busk. It's like busking. I'm a quiz busker. So I make a nice quiz. I put it online for free. And if you think it was worth it, drop me £1. Also, please like the video. I'm at the stage with this where I need the word to get out. It really helps. So if you can like it and if you can share it, that's fantastic. Yeah. Did you like the round where you had to work out the scores? Or you had to guess the scores? Really enjoyed that. Any chance of an evening football quiz? Yeah, I'll go try quizzes at different times of day. It seemed... Thanks, Louise. It seemed to make sense to do this one today at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, you know, because that's traditional time. But I guess 7:45 on a Wednesday is possible as well. Hard but great. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, not bad. One of the troubles with it is like I am a Scottish football fan. I go to Scottish football, but I'm not one of these encyclopedia guys, you know. So it's and I know a lot of Scottish football fans that get really, you know. I was going to be rude, call them train spotters. They're not train spotters. It's just what they're into, you know. So it's difficult to pitch questions because I don't know if any of you saw there's a Scottish football quiz that's kind of sponsored by the Scottish national team, and that was on Facebook last night. And it was really fucking boring, you know. Who scored this? Who scored that? You know. Will you be moving the quiz to noon on Sunday next week for TV? No, that's exactly why I did this at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Right, alright, thank you, Torn Halibut. You just mentioned the SFA version. I watched a little bit of that last night. Gutted that none of the answers were Billy Bremner or Gordon Strachan. There was nearly a Gordon Strachan question in there, but I edited it out. You hate football. You say that every Sunday to persevere. No, Stephen, what I hate is televised football. I can't stand televised football. It upsets me. I think it's wrong. I like to go to a game, you know. I'm quite old-fashioned. Like, you know, the World Cup on TV, that makes sense. You know, the Cup final on television, that makes sense. But see, like West Bromwich Albion against Reading on a Monday night on a TV, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks very much, Jamie. That makes it... I mean, it'd be worthwhile. You know what? It'd be worthwhile if nobody gave me any money at all, because this is quite good fun. But if people do give me money, it means I can maybe keep doing it. You're the same, Pete. Not encyclopedic knowledge. Preferred it to the main quiz. Better format for me. Well, this is the format I use. I've got two other main quizzes. I think you're talking about the shouting out one. The big teams quiz. Dan O'Fire, so hungry. You take West Bromwich Albion versus Reading. Alright. Thanks for that recommendation, Povey. Do you want to see some accordion then? Are you ready for the accordion? You know what? I've not practiced for about 4 or 5 days, so it might be a mess. Hang on a second. Right, just get this. Maybe see a little bit better. Okay. Oh dear. See, I've not practiced for a few days. So that was Flower of Scotland. I hope you recognise the tune. I can play it to the point where you can hear the tune. Helps that we have a Queen's fan and David Gow. He was at Queen's versus Brecon. You were at Aberdeen versus Hamburg. You were at that game. Wow, nice one. Thanks, Malky Lee. Cheers. Random telly footy on Monday night must be the Quizmaster Nemesis. Yeah, that's the reason why I hate it. It just interferes with pub life. People are staring at the telly. Like this. Because, like, what's two other crap clubs? I don't know. Barnet versus Luton or something like that. Now play Ali's Tartan Army. Was that the sash? No, it wasn't the sash. Thank you, Torn Halibut. Cheers. La 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 la. Right. Thanks for coming and doing the quiz this afternoon. I've got to prepare another quiz. I think it's half written, but I'm on it on Facebook, 8 o'clock tonight. If you want to come to Facebook, links, I believe the link's in the description. You want jokes? I've not got any jokes. I've got more tunes, but I'm not confident in playing them. So, maybe next week. I'm going to do it again, Saturday, 3 o'clock next week, right? A brand new Scottish football quiz. And we'll try that. I might try an evening one as well, Walt. I'm going to try different quizzes at different times. It's really difficult to know what to do at the moment because obviously things are weird. Please share me if you take a second and just share the channel or share this video. Or just even tell somebody about the quiz that might enjoy it next Saturday, then that's great. It was a little bit short notice this week, but if you round up a team for next week, I'll maybe make it. I'll have some easy ones, but I'm going to make some real hard ones next week. So you might need a team to put them together, and I've got a wee bit more time just to put the questions together. Because I was thinking this for ages, and then Walt, who's on the stream today, he said the other day, "Are you going to do that Scottish football quiz?" And I thought, right, okay, I will. I'll just schedule it, and then I'll have to write it. So that's what happened, because I was worried about pitching the questions, but in the end, it's okay. It's pretty good. Thanks, everyone, for coming, and hopefully I'll see some of you tonight. Thanks for the tips. Really appreciate that. I'll see you later. Bye.